Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. Welcome back for another News I Missed, where I go over News I Missed. IDEN3, it's literally IDEN number 3, a company that manages self-sovereign identities on public blockchains, announced the launch of Hermes, that is Hermez, a ZK rollup that aims to provide a new method of scaling Ethereum transactions. The booming decentralized finance industry is giving individuals the chance to buy and sell crypto assets outside of the traditionally centralized financial world, but it continues to put a strain on the Ethereum network, causing it to slow down and become more expensive. Hermes provides a potential solution to this growing bottleneck. Jordi Baylina, co-founder of IDEN3, said, "In the end, our goal is that everybody in the world can have a crypto wallet at some point, and that's what we're fighting for." Oh, that's nice of them. ZK rollups allow the Ethereum blockchain to process more transactions on the network by grouping multiple transactions on a separate chain and then uploading those as a single transaction every so often. They allow more people to use the blockchain without it getting congested. Baylina added, "It's clear that ZK rollups will be the dominant scaling paradigm for at least the next couple of years in our industry." Echoing similar comments that said Vitalik, IDEN3's Hermes will allow for up to 2,000 transactions per second. This is considerable compared to Ethereum's current 15. Hermes will also not be dependent on mainnet transaction fees, significantly reducing the cost of sending a transaction. Give me half a second. Forgot to turn the fan on and I'm sitting here like, why am I so hot? It's because it's summertime and there's no air in the room. So this is, backtracking, a news I missed. This could, COULD, potentially be a reason for Ethereum rising in price. Not saying that it is. However, this is not the first time that we've had news like this. There have been many other protocols, many other platforms, and to my knowledge, none of them have ever really launched. We've had many other proposals before for upgrading Ethereum or outside upgrading Ethereum, i.e. it's not happening directly from the people from Ethereum, but it's happening from things like Hermes or IDEN3, where they have other solutions to be able to speed up and or improve the, not production of, but just improve transaction speed in some sort of way. This is slightly similar to what the Lightning Network does, and also many other things that have also been proposed on Ethereum before. You batch a whole bunch of transactions per second. Actually, we were just talking about this from Coinbase. They do the exact same thing. You batch a whole bunch of transactions per second, and you don't send off the transactions every minute or every so-and-so. You maybe send them off every hour or every 6 hours, and what have you. It helps to kind of batch everything together to, you have 30,000 transactions, random number, batched into one transaction, as opposed to sending 30,000 transactions, and therefore it kind of works out. You would have assumed, and this is why I said maybe this was the reason why the price rose, you would have assumed that news like this would have made like headlines all over the place and it wouldn't have actually gotten to a news I missed kind of thing. The idea that there is already something out there that already allows Ethereum to handle 2,000 transactions per second is pretty gosh darn significant, especially if it's not Ethereum itself, and Ethereum itself is going to upgrade to 2.0 and then have 10,000 transactions per second. Well, then we've gone from 15 to 12,000 transactions per second over the course of a roughly 6-month period should we get Ethereum 2.0 by December. Anyway, I think stuff like this is very, very cool. I'm pretty sure there are many other things like this also working in the background. But you get what I'm saying, right? If this is real and we have this and it works and it's active, wouldn't Ethereum have risen further in price if we essentially had news that there was, by all accounts, a real transaction speeding up thingy that already was speeding up Ethereum? Anyway, I find this really cool, and without further ado, let's keep on moving on. Next up, the Gemini twins are in the news. Gemini, a major cryptocurrency exchange, has just added support for 3 new fiat currencies onto their platform. According to the announcement yesterday, Gemini now allows users to trade in the Hong Kong dollar, the Australian dollar, and the Canadian dollar. The new fiat currencies come in addition to the US dollar, of course, because they're in the US, allowing Gemini users in Hong Kong, Australia, and Canada to buy and sell crypto with their native monies. However, the Hong Kong dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar are currently not offered through Gemini's crypto trading platform, known as the Active Trader platform. The currencies will become available as soon as a new product roadmap announces them. Gemini's expansion currency, Gemini Samsung, revealed in late May. The integration allows Samsung blockchain wallet users to connect to Gemini to buy, sell, trade crypto. So I assume it's part of their you can buy it, but you can't trade it kind of thing. Kind of not the same, but kind of like Coinbase and Coinbase Pro-esque kind of thing. So if you've been hankering to start using Gemini and you live in Hong Kong, Australia, or in Canada, now listen, I have my own preferences, and other people might have their own preferences as well for the cryptocurrency exchange they plan on using. I mean, I was just giving them slack about this a couple of months ago. I think I besides calling them boring, which I always do, but I think I was saying that they have like very few fiat options. Like Binance, I think added like 38 fiat options on their platform, and I think at least at the moment Coinbase has like 15, random number, but I assume it's near that number. And Gemini has like 4 now. So good for them. Hope the expansion continues. Any other new fiat gateways that we have, all are absolutely wonderful because people keep using their platform. So give them more options so we can have more money in the market. Anyway, that's the Gemini news. And let's move on. And probably my favorite story of the entire year. Media personality and businesswoman Paris Hilton announced that she successfully auctioned a digital painting of her cat Munchkin for 40 Ether, or around 17,000 US dollars. The sale was held, I know a lot of people were like, what? The sale was held through an Ethereum-based auction platform called Cryptograph. According to a tweet published by Hilton, money raised from the auction of the portrait will go to 3 charities, and they are the LA Food Bank, Meals on Wheels, and BB4 Homeless. A little side note, if you don't know, like, she's actually a pretty nice person. I don't know her, but if you follow her on social media and stuff like that, like, she gives a lot of money away. Like, she actually does really cool things. She just gets a lot of flack because she's Paris Hilton. The anonymous winner of Paris's auction, known only as Adderalls, has also bought artwork made by Roger Ver and Ethereum researcher Vlad. They do art? This isn't Paris's first foray into the world of blockchain. In September 2017, she announced that she was involved in the Singapore-based project Lydian Coin. Once the founder was convicted of, oh boy. So apparently, yeah, if you're looking at the screen, you can read that yourself. And that's the end of the article. I like it because this actually got on a couple of news outlets that Paris Hilton drew a cat. I don't think that if that's the actual picture, I think that's it. Oh my gosh, I think that might be it. Paris Hilton drew her cat and then sold it for $17,000 in Ether. It's kind of amazing. Like, what more do you need from this year except for a story like that? Like, was anyone expecting a story like that? No, of course you weren't, because it's Paris Hilton draws cats. Like, what? Anyway, tying directly into this story, non-fungible tokens and digital artwork have collided, and the concept has grown exponentially during the last few years. In 2020, however, the non-fungible token digital art ecosystem has swelled significantly this year. Statistics show that during the last week alone, there have been 14,654 sales and roughly $1.2 million in weekly trade volume. The average price for a single non-fungible token art out of all the NFTs sold during the last 7 days is roughly around $82 for a piece of art. All-time records show that over 4.7 million pieces of art have been sold according to the non-fungible token. Okay, it's called non-fungibletoken.com. And there have been $103 million worth of sale of digital art. For those of you who don't get the NFT or the non-fungible token, the idea is in the cryptocurrency space, you want Bitcoin to be fungible. You want every Bitcoin to kind of look the same, so that kind of the same with the US dollar. If you go into a store with the US dollar, you pay in the US dollar. You can't really tell the difference between a US dollar. They're always a US dollar. Bitcoin can the difference in Bitcoin can be told right now. I'm not going to go into all the details, but because of the transactions that have happened before in the past on the actual blockchain, you can tell if a Bitcoin has been involved in an illicit activity, using air quotes, or is a brand new coin that has no transactions attached to it. So the idea is with a non-fungible token, you want the tokens to be easily identifiable on each blockchain. You want the art to be identifiable, i.e., I drew a picture of a smiley, you drew a picture of a cat. We want them to be completely different on the blockchain, viewing them to be able to say, hey, you own the smiley, you own the cat. And this is why they're called non-fungible tokens. They should have given like an easier name for that, because it's a bit confusing, I think, to a lot of people. There's a little photo right there. The average price for any art sold during the records is around $21. But there are some pieces of art that sell for hundreds of dollars and even thousands of dollars. Data shows that NFT marketplace Nifty Gateway closed a record-breaking auction of a piece of digital art called Picasso's Bull. It's a one-of, so there's no more ever going to be made, by creator Trevor Jones, and it sold for $55,000 on the 23rd of July. This is actually quite interesting. If you have watched my other videos on digital art, or have watched my videos on my newest channel, thank you to everyone who is a subscriber there as well. We've been talking about art a lot, and I won't lie, I am not affiliated with these platforms, but I have looked into them because I love buying art. It is an obsession of mine. And I have a very strange feeling that the world of art will digitize itself as well, whether that be pieces of art becoming NFTs as well and being put onto a blockchain so that you have an identifier that this is actually your piece of art, or just simply people creating digital art and that also becoming a thing. If you haven't been to a digital art museum where you like walk through it and they have like gigantic screens showing the actual art, it is a sight to behold because it's actually pretty cool, some of the stuff that people can make. So I've definitely been thinking about it. I saw these two news articles and I was like, well, they definitely fit together. The art world in general is kind of going crazy right now. There are a lot of very famous artists and their artworks are going up in price, and it has me excitedly worried because in 2017, there we go with that number again, a lot of art was skyrocketing in price. And then this was in 2008, before the big crash happened. A lot of art was skyrocketing in price as well. And for those of you who want a history lesson, the artist Damien Hirst actually went around behind the back of his manager, and I think he sold like $111 million or something astronomical worth of art by himself, getting all the proceeds to himself and not his actual manager. And the very next day, that's when the stock market crashed. So we're currently in a situation right now where tons of art is also exploding in price. And I'm sitting there like, oh boy, something crazy might actually end up happening because all the markets are shooting up. So anyway, Paris Hilton drew a cat. It sold for a lot. And people are spending $55,000 on platforms for digital art because I think that's where the future is going. Let's move on. Next up. Slovenians are presently turning to digital assets to make a good return after it was confirmed that over 1,000 locations around the country now accept Bitcoin. If you're in Slovenia, tell me about this. Do I have any Slovenian viewers? If I do, hello. Cafes and restaurants are presently leading the pack. As statistics show, Slovenia crypto adoption rate has increased massively. Major service providing firms now accept digital assets as payments. Announcing the numbers, Go Crypto said that almost all investments, including saloons, supermarkets, and others, are on the very long list of outfits accepting. Really? If you're in Slovenia, can you confirm any of this? There are many places around the world that accept crypto. especially Bitcoin. We went over that entire list a couple of days ago, but those are kind of like websites where you can do things digitally online. I've seen a few places in restaurants and cafes, very few where you can go in and actually pay in Bitcoin, but is the entire country just like hyper adopting it without this making really crazy news? In their analysis, Go Crypto positioned that you can be moving around wanting a snack and paying for it with a digital asset. What was that? What was that sentence? Going by the data on Go Crypto's platform, the firm has different branches across 15 countries all around the globe. The firm allows users to buy up to 150,000 different products on its platform. So maybe maybe companies are partnering with Go Crypto that allows them to then pay in crypto. Is that what it is? Is Slovenia the same country? We had a news story, I think it was 2 years ago. There was some country that had a gigantic bee, like the big Bitcoin bee in a roundabout. I think it was Slovenia. Come to think of it, I think Slovenia was also the country that we had news about where they had like a huge mall that like only accepts crypto. Go Slovenia. Anyway, that's the Slovenian crypto acceptance news. And yeah, without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Ripple's new job openings suggest that it could be expanding the global reach and use of its native currency, ZERP. The San Francisco-based startup is looking for a senior product manager that will be part of the developer series of Ripple subsidiary Spring. According to the job post, the successful candidate will work as the head of the company's Spring division in a push to give developers the tools and services they need to incorporate blockchain payments into apps. They said, "We are seeking an experienced product manager to helm the cross-functional team responsible for building a robust global developer ecosystem through Spring developer platform." Don't have to read the rest of the job posting. Cool. Yeah, totally didn't see that coming. We've had news for a while now that Ripple's been doing stuff like this. I think it kind of almost goes without saying that cryptocurrency companies are still going to be hiring. Is the news that they're hiring for Spring? I don't know. Anyway, on that actual topic, there were a lot of things that we heard about last year. I was going to say maybe it's because of 19, but I don't know. A lot of things that we heard last year about Ripple's products that they were creating, kind of like with Spring. There was another one. What was it called? Like X-Wave or X something or some other X word that they also got launched. Were there also like other things for like smart contracts on the XRP ledger and then something else that was also going to be happening? Are all these things still happening? That's why I say maybe it's 19. Maybe 19 has like slowed down the growth, the halting, the production of said things, but I don't know. Anyway, of course they're still hiring. And without further ado, there's a reason why it's called News I Missed. Let's move on. Next up, one of the earliest NASDAQ listed companies, or cryptocurrency companies, Marathon Patent Group, announced a new agreement contract with the ASIC mining manufacturer Bitmain. According to the company, Marathon has agreed to purchase 10,500 Bitcoin miners for $23 million US. Marathon Patent Group wants to be the largest Bitcoin mine in the US, and its recent acquisition of 10,000 next-generation mining rigs may help fortify that goal. On Friday, Marathon announced a long-term agreement with Bitmain to purchase 10,000 computers. The latest S19 Pro Series claims to provide 110 terahashes per second per unit and is the most profitable Bitcoin miner on the market today. I wonder what would have happened. Imagine if we had miners this strong, like in 2009 and 2010, like you just have all the Bitcoin. You'd have every single Bitcoin that could have possibly been mined back then. Per unit, profitable, Merrick, Manhattan, public purchase milestone for the firm. The execution of the contract with Bitmain represents a milestone event for the company. The investment is expected to result in Marathon being one of, if not the largest Bitcoin miner in North America. Latest order will increase the company's net machinery to roughly 13,500 Bitcoin mining rigs. That's kind of crazy. That's actually really insane. 23, you have to, your expectation of profit has to be insane. You're putting in $23 million with the expectation of making back that $23 million at least tenfold over the course of the next couple of years. That's really intense. I wonder, I doubt it though, if this is part of that blockchain city that was supposed to be built somewhere in Nevada. Of course, they're not going to say exactly where they're putting all these machines because, you know, logic. But it really is interesting, and I don't want to say I'm glad that more U.S. companies are like becoming bigger cryptocurrency miners, but when we get back into that discussion of, you know, one country, you know which country, having like more than 50% control of all the hash rate, it's kind of like, okay, you know, it's just a bit too much at this point. So I do hope that it's not just the States, but I do hope that I assume at some point every country will have a major mining cryptocurrency rig thing kind of going on, whether they think so or not. By the time we get to a $150,000 Bitcoin, we're going to start hearing about news that there's one in Venezuela and there's one in Acapulco. Is Acapulco a place? I don't know. Acapulco. That sounds like a place. Anyway, they're going to be all over the place. So apparently this is going to be the largest one in the States. And I assume there'll be like a bit of a, whatchamacallit, like a race between them to see who can, you know, have more machines first. Yeah, we'll see. And I assume we'll have news from Marathon in the next couple of months as well, because assuming we'll probably have Gemini or Coinbase or Kraken or some other money people put their money behind this to also have a stake in the mining system. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up, last week in the DEF CON conference, CTO of blockchain software developing firm Pyrofex, Michael Stay, recounted how he helped recover private keys for Bitcoin worth more than $300,000 US. The keys were locked away in a zip file. Oh my goodness. And Stay was entrusted with the job to break it and retrieve them. Can you imagine if you had $300,000 locked in a zip file? What would you do? After going through his paper on decrypting encoded zip files, the guy, a Russian national, approached Michael on LinkedIn in October of last year. He had purchased $10,000 worth of Bitcoin in January 2016, forgot the password where he stored his Bitcoin. He said, "If we find the password successfully, I will thank you." What? Is that it? Is that like a good thank you, or is it like a I give you high five? Like what is the upon initial analysis of the program, Stay quoted a chargeable amount of $100,000, to which the guy agreed. Listen, if you can get my $300,000 locked out of that thing on my desktop, I will gladly pay you $100K, dude. After all, his stashed Bitcoin was worth around $300K. He would still be making a profit by paying. Yes, he would be. Apparently, I guess, long story short, the guy did it. What a heartwarming, heartfelt, heart-touching story. And I'm pretty sure this guy, I hope he's locked it away like in a safe somewhere and written his password on his left thigh, because that's a lot. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of cool, because this has happened a lot of times. People have thrown away their old computers, which has to hurt. There are a lot of people who have, I'm sure, forgotten many passwords. Listen, there's at least one person out there right now. I can feel it. There's always one, if not 700 listening right now. If you have a password for something and you've typed in that password for that thing and you felt like, or rather you've entered it incorrectly 7 times and then you eventually got it and you're like, okay, it's fine now, I got in. Please go write down that password. Write it down in Cyrillic, write it down in numbers, write it down in some encoded way that whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. Write down your passwords somewhere and hide them. And only you know the hiding space so that you cannot have to go through this. Whew. Okay, anyway, thank goodness he found his money. Whoever this guy is, Michael Stay, I'm pretty sure he's gotten a couple of other emails in the last week with people being like, hey, can you help me out too? Because, logic. Next up, Frankie MacDonald, an amateur meteorologist based in Nova Scotia, has recently been using his platform to talk about Bitcoin in his charismatic voice. In a series of tweets beginning on the 8th of August, MacDonald posted videos stating his views on cryptocurrency. Whoa, to 118,000 followers. Jeez Louise. The Canadian Weatherman said that Bitcoin is worth more than American dollars. This is true. Taking viewers from the numbers, if they owned anything from one Bitcoin, $12,000, to 10 million Bitcoin, or around $160 billion at the time. 36-year-old YouTuber began making videos on the platform in 2009, which focused on meteorology in Canada and the US. MacDonald gained momentum online, standing out with his unique style of forecast. This was actually, it wasn't popular news, but it wasn't unpopular news. I saw this in a couple of places that a weatherman had begun talking about Bitcoin, and I guess I didn't get the significance before, but 118,000 people is a pretty huge number to get people into the cryptocurrency space. I do like that we have a lot of people who have big followings who are now even just saying the word Bitcoin, because at least 1,000 people from that 118,000, less than 1%, went to a cryptocurrency website to either buy some or buy more than they already had. So it helps to advance the space. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Weatherman, for your bullish outlook on Bitcoin, because, the world's monetary system is currently garbage. So, yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, Ethereum Classic is facing delisting from OKEX in the wake of its second 51% attack that cost the exchange. It cost the exchange $5.6 million US. I would also delist them. According to a report recently released by OKEX, the perpetrators registered 5 accounts between the 26th of June and the 9th of July, subsequently depositing 68,000 Zcash, worth more than $5 million on their platform on the 31st. The attackers exchanged their Zcash holdings for 807,000 Ethereum Classic and withdrew it from the exchange. There's a little stick person figure cloud bubble photo. On the same day, the attackers began creating a shadow chain using their newly acquired hash rate. At this point, the shadow chain was identical to the main Ethereum Classic chain, but was unknown for the rest of the community that then deposited the Ethereum Classic on OKEX, while simultaneously moving the Ethereum Classic on their shadow chain to wallets addressed that they controlled, effectively double spending their coins. They traded their newly deposited Ethereum Classic for Zcash on OKEX and withdrew the Zcash from the exchange. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They didn't broadcast their shadow chain to the network, which was already longer than the main. Wow. They didn't broadcast their shadow chain to the network, which was already longer than the main chain. So this, however, is quite popular news. Even though it is news I missed, there's still news about this going on. I think there was another exchange that was also discussing the delisting of Ethereum Classic. I will say this. There have been many coins that have had 51% attacks. I don't know. I don't know what I should even really say. I feel like if there's a major risk, as long as things are assessed properly, then move how you deem fit. I think we will continue seeing 51% attacks like this. How much money is that? 807,000 Ethereum Classic. That's a little nutso. We've had many other coins delisted before in the past. I think we're going to see that accelerate in the future. That is, of course, just how I am currently feeling about the current situation within the market. But alas, yeah, Ethereum Classic may be delisted from OKEX because logic. I think that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you all enjoyed this news I missed. I hope you, I don't even know what I hope anymore. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.